today we're going to be talking about shoulder pain. It's a very common problem, probably the most common problem that we see in private practice outside of low back pain. And we're talking about pain on the lateral side of the shoulder here that commonly refers down into the upper arm. Now, where's this pain coming from? Now, usually it's a group of muscles called the rotator cuff through fault. And these are a group of muscles that originate from the back of the shoulder blade here. They literally form a cuff around the top of the shoulder, and when they contract, they help to hold the head of the humerus into the socket and help to initiate movement of the arm to occur. Now, very commonly, when we lift the arm out to the side, what tends to happen is one of those tendons starts to become pinched. It's a bit like a rope fraying over the edge of a cliff. It has a natural tendency to become irritated. So in this position, you can see how that tendon is going to be pinched like that, and that is painful. As I say, the pain often radiates down into the arm, and often you feel more pain down here than in the shoulder itself, but it is the rotator cuff tendons that are at fault. Now, what can we do about this? Now, sometimes it's our posture that's at fault. A lot of us, because of working with computers a lot of the time, have developed this sort of forward lean posture. And this brings the head of the humerus forwards, meaning that you're far more likely to create that impingement. So if possible, correct your posture, sit the shoulder blades back nice and down. The shoulder will sit in a much better position and allow much freer movement within it, okay? The next thing is a great static exercise to try and improve the circulation within that tendon, which will help it to heal and calm it down. And that's a very simple technique using the arm. Now, we need to have the arm, imagine you're shaking hands with somebody, you stand with your shoulders in a lovely position, you put the back of your hand against the wall. It's not my elbow, it's the back of my hand, and I'm literally going to push out with the back of my hand and do a static position. So it's as if I'm doing that movement, but the wall is not allowing me to do it. So I'm pushing hard, I'm going to hold it there for about 20 seconds, as hard as I can, and relax. Now, this should not create any pain within the shoulder. We're not putting it into an impinged position, we're keeping the shoulder nice and relaxed. So hold it in that position, hold it for about 20 seconds, and repeat that regularly during the day, whether that's 10 times, 25 times, doesn't matter. Most people find with this sort of shoulder pain that it's painful at night, and that can be really difficult if you're not getting your sleep. So we tend to suggest that you sleep with a pillow underneath that arm, and you sleep with the bad side on top, and you have the arm resting on the pillow in a nice neutral environment so that you're not allowing any impingement to occur in the shoulder. Sometimes with these conditions, actually it's not exercising it which is necessarily going to help it, it's avoiding putting it into that position. So we want to try and avoid any repetitive overarm use. Now, if you play a lot of racket sports, that might mean avoiding serving, avoiding backhands, just sticking to forehands below shoulder shots. If you keep the arms tucked in by your side, the shoulder should be relatively pain-free and should be asymptomatic. These can be tricky to sort out, and there are lots of other exercises that a physio would show you to do to help things along its way. That's just a few tricks just to start you off. Hope you find it helpful.